Left. Blaster. Yeah, bag, I'm gon' get to. Broke bitch through a fit cause we through. Op niggas like pick like we cool. Check on his neck, don't be mad when I move. Yeah, bag, I'm gon' get to. Shit, Boogie finna turn 2. I love my bitch, she put me on some shit I never knew. Play with my funds, choke a nigga till he blue. Yeah, bag, I'm gon' get to. Cause the bills damn that do. You ain't turning down shit, you drinking Bel Air too. I seen pussies running pack, you a Care Bear too. Yeah, bag, I'm gon' get to. Cause I ain't got shit to prove. Plus when you got paper, you can pick where you move. If it ain't about $1, I'ma hit it with a snooze. Nigga play, I'm gon' get through. So play around and get you drew. Ask them niggas if they knew you run your hood, they like who if you speak.
Yo, what's going on, man? It's DC with the Chalk Talk podcast, man, and today we got another segment. So, before I start, man, I want to just thank the people that have been supporting, thanking the followers, subscribers on YouTube, followers on TikTok. Just thankful, man, and I appreciate y'all, everybody who been supporting and tapping in. Real is rare, man, and we keeping it real. We ain't starting nothing. We not promoting no violence, nothing negative. We promoting all positive, but at the same time, man, on this platform, we will be telling the truth and we will be being honest. So, yeah, man, this segment is on my position switch. So, if y'all know, man, 2017, I graduated from El Cerrito. Ended up going to Boise State in July. Got a chance to meet some real good people, some great people. But yeah, man, let's get into it. So, yeah, like I said, I came in 2017. I was playing receiver. I played receiver at Boise State from 2017 to 2019 summer. So it all happened, I wasn't really doing what I was supposed to do at receiver. And the first year, my red shirt year was kind of like, like use this time to get better. And with the mindset I had, I didn't think of that. I just thought like, oh, I'm not playing. Oh, well, like, instead of using that time to get better and develop, I just didn't take advantage. So, coaches told me, you should take this time to get better, develop, and learn. So I was kind of like, all right, I'll do it. I'll do that. I can do it. And long story short, man, I just took a whole 360. I lost focus, and kind of throughout my receiver journey, you could kind of see it. So, yeah, man, took some time off is what I'm going to say. I took some time off, took the year off, came back 2018. We had some new players, and they knew what they wanted to do. So I took a year off and watched the dudes I came in with get better, and I kind of stayed in the same spot. So with that being said, man, it made it harder for me to get on the field. And again, things didn't go in my favor. So instead of working hard and showing the coaches, this what I'm here for, this what I came to do, I came to play, I came to show y'all that I'm one of the best, I took another year off. So, the coaches made their mind up again, and as the time went on, I stayed in the same spot and watched the same dudes get better and better and better and better. And it kind of got to a point where, I got overlooked as far as, hey, we worried about the dudes, the one that want to play. We want the dudes that's serious. And, it was hurtful, man. Like, it hurt bad, like watching all these dudes, even dudes that was on defense, watching these dudes that I came in with playing, and I'm damn near the only one that's not playing, Yeah, man, so these was dudes I came in, watched develop, and they actually was playing. Like, it was a point in time where everybody was playing, and I was like the only one that wasn't. So, that had kind of hurt my pride a little bit, man. I was just like, damn. And it got to a point where the coaches would always tell me, like, hey, have you thought about transferring or getting in the transfer portal? And I was like, nah. And they was telling me like, man, we think you could be a good receiver, a good football player, but we just don't know if this is the school for you. And I took that as disrespect. Like, damn, like my own coach is telling me that I should leave. And I remember, man, it was one night I went home to my dad and I called him on the phone and I was just like, man, I was like, they want me to transfer. And he was like, what you mean? I was like, man, they just been, telling me I should transfer. Like I might not ever play here. And he was like, why would they say that? Like, what's going on? And I told him, like, it's like, man, it just ain't been going too good up here. Like, it's always something, whether it's football or academics or just something outside of school. Like, my name is always constantly being brought up as something. And he was like, well, it's like, man, you need to fix that and, try to talk to one of the coaches and see why they said that. And I was like, all right, bet. Like, I got you. So I remember we was going to practice. This was 2018. We was going to practice. And, if you've been to Boise, we got 3 fields, man. We got the indoor, we got the blue Smurf turf, and we got the grass field across the street from the parking lot. So we had an indoor practice. And I remember my receiver coach jogged up on me, man. And he was like, hey, he's like, how you doing? I was like, I'm good. He's like, I want to meet with you after practice. And I was like, all right, like, is it a good meeting or a bad meeting? He was like, just like that. He was like, whatever you decide to do with the information, man, that's on you. It could be good, it could be bad. So in my head, I'm just sitting there the whole practice. Like, I can't even focus on practice because I'm so worried about what he gonna say to me afterwards. So I'm just sitting there like, man, like the whole 2 hours, I'm like, wow. Like, like what's gonna happen? And, he was on my bumper. Like, man, we get done with practice and I'm getting dressed. I can't even get dressed. He walk up on me at the locker like, hey, like, let's meet upstairs right quick. I'm like, you don't want me to get dressed first? He like, nah, you could just, like, man, it won't be long. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, man, it's something serious. It got to be serious if he rushing me. So, he take me to the head coach office. Man, shout out Coach Harson. Coach Harson never badmouthed me. He never told me I couldn't play. He expected something from me. And at the time, I just couldn't. I wasn't able to do what he was asking, if that makes sense. It wasn't because I couldn't. It just was my mindset was messed up. I didn't have the right mindset. So what he was looking for, I couldn't bring that out of me yet. So, yeah, man, we all having a meeting. And, they called my dad. So, boom, they call. And my dad answered, hello. They're like, hey, is this Mr. Cole? He like, yeah, who is this? He like, yeah, this Coach Harson, man, at Boise State. I got DC in here with me. His coach, has been, telling him A, B, and C. And, he's falling behind. We got guys coming in getting better, and he just hasn't gotten better. We don't know what's going on, man. We just want to, touch bases with you and just let you know what's going on up here. So they have a conversation, a little back and forth or whatever the case. So after that, my position coach, he just, it was either high and by or it was him telling me to transfer. Like, we never had like a conversation after that if it wasn't pertaining to like practice or games or, like meetings, position meetings. It was nothing. We didn't have a relationship. Like, we had lost it. So, it kind of, I was drifting away from the room, the receivers in the room. Like, the bonds I had with everybody, I just felt like they had been lost as far as like, being close. Like, except like CT and Tate, it was my everyday dudes, like when we first got to Boise. So the love between us 3 was always still there, whether it was like, just checking on them or they checking on me or just what's up, they always kept they touch with me. So shout out Tate and C, man. But as far as everybody else, like I just was drifting away from everybody, and it was the same thing. Everybody was just going their way, and I was just going my way. So it was bad, man. Like I just stopped feeling the love in the room, and I went home for a break, and I was like, man, I'm about to just quit. And they was like, man, why would you quit? Like you came that far to just quit. And I was like, man, I just feel like, maybe the coaches is right. Maybe what they saying is right. And they was like, man, how you gonna say that? Like you made it there. You there for a reason. Like you just gotta figure out what you gonna do, if you're gonna take that shit serious or you not. If you not, then that's on you. But you up there for a reason. You might as well take that shit serious. So I was just like, man, I don't know. Like I just don't feel like I belong there. And they used to tell me, like my family and stuff, like, man, if you didn't belong there, you wouldn't be there in the first place. So I was just like, thought about it, slept on it. And I used to always come back home, like to Boise. I would always come back to Boise from home, and I would get like this homesick. Like, man, like, and I remember as soon as I got dropped off, I just felt like I was sad. Like, man, I want to go back home. And excuse me, my bad, y'all. It just was sad for me. I was just like, finna go through some more hell up here. And yeah, man, I remember I just called my old high school coach, Coach Hawk, man, Lamont Thompson. Shout out Coach Hawk. And me and Coach Hawk was on the phone, and I'm like, man, I'm about to quit. And he was like, for what? And I was like, I just don't feel like I belong up here. And we had like a short break in the summertime. So I remember me and Coach Hawk was texting at first. We used to text because I didn't really like being on the phone. So me and Coach Hawk, we had text on the phone. And he was like, man, he was like, look, he was like, when you come home, we're gonna go to breakfast and we're gonna talk. So yeah, man, long story short, I come home for the little like what 2 week, 1 week break we had. And I didn't think he was gonna really pick me up. So I remember went outside, man. I went outside and he was parked like in the driveway. And I was like, damn, like, he really came. So we end up eating, going to breakfast, eating, talking. And he was like, man, look, he was like, you played defense in high school too. And I told you, I've been telling you that you was a lockdown corner. You should try to go back and play corner. Like, and I was just like, I don't think he gonna let me play corner. I was like, I'm barely doing what I'm supposed to do as the position I'm recruited for. And he was like, look, he's like, let's make a deal. If you ask him and he switch your position, you got to stay. He was like, and if he say no, just get in the portal. I was like, all right. And he was like, man, shake my hand. So I shook his hand and we shook on it. Boom. So I remember I went back and I had a meeting with him. And I was scared, like in my head, I'm about to. Before I got to the office, I'm like, man, I'm about to ask him. Like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna ask him. And then when I got to the door, like the building to get in the facility, I was like, damn, like I just got nervous all over again. So he was like, I went in the office, we talking, and I was just like, hey coach, like, I'm playing receiver, I'm not having the best time right now. I really feel like if I switch to corner, I was like, I could help the team out. Like I feel like I'm a corner and I feel like I could play here as a corner. I don't know if you see my film from high school, but I played both ways and I was getting offers from schools on both sides of the ball. And I remember he stared at me, and in my head, I'm like, I knew I shouldn't have asked. And I remember he just was looking, and he was like, you know what? He was like, we're gonna switch your position. And I looked, I was like, for real? He was like, yep. And I was like, for real, coach? I just kept saying it, for real? He was like, yep. He's like, we're gonna have a meeting with Coach Brown, and I'm gonna let Coach Keys know you're no longer playing wide receiver for us. You're gonna be playing defense. And he was like, this is it. This is the last, kind of my last opportunity, man. So, you either can be an impact here or you can just, not get better at all. And you know where that's going to end you up. And I was just like, yes, sir. And I remember I switched the corner, man, went out there, PRPs, player run practices. And I was out there, you know, balling, making a name early. We had fall camp in the summertime. And I remember I opened my locker and they gave me an orange jersey, an orange 83 jersey. And I was like, man, I'm like, y'all got me wearing number 83 at corner? And they was like, yeah, it's just a number. Like, it's just a number, man. It doesn't matter. The player makes the number. And I remember they had the write-ups on me on Twitter about me wearing my jersey, man, number 83. And I was like, damn, I'm really number 83 at corner. And then, yeah, man, I couldn't wait to get the number 24 jersey. I couldn't wait to get that. I was just like, damn, how long I got to wear the 83? And they was like, man, you're going to be wearing this all season. And y'all, I kid y'all not, I wore 83 all season. Like I was at the games warming up at corner with number 83. I was in practice wearing 83. I was like, damn, that's how y'all gonna do a play? Y'all just 83? And I remember Dale was, if you know Dale, man, you know Dale was up there, white dude, the equipment dude. He was like, it's just a number. It's just a number. And I'm like, damn, blood. This 83. Y'all just gonna 83 me like that? Then boom, 2020, man, popped out with that number 24, and it was a whole different player. So yeah, man, we're gonna wrap that segment up. Oh, yeah, man, we're gonna wrap that segment up. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube, follow the Instagram at Chalk Talk Podcast, and follow the TikTok, man, Chalk Talk Clips.
Facts.